Has the Baloch Liberation Army exposed the importance of the Pakistan Army by successfully damaging Chinese interests and also destroying Chinese confidence in Pakistan's military? Are Chinese companies now so terrified that they do not want to work in Pakistan? Has BLA ended the prospect of further Chinese investments in Pakistan? Just look at what's happening right now. Chinese companies have suspended work on not one, not two, but on 3 dams in Pakistan's Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. The Dasu and Demar Bhasha dams being the latest. These are major projects, game changers on the course of Pakistan's economic growth. Some 991 Chinese engineers were working on these projects. All of them have been told to stop their work. Some 6,000 local workers were engaged in these projects too. They have all been asked to stay at home. The Dasu Dam is around 300 kilometers from Islamabad. It is being made by China Gazoba. The funding is coming from the World Bank, but now this dam is shut. Same with the Tarbela Dam. The Power Construction Corporation of China was overseeing this very project. 2,000 local workers now face uncertainty as the Chinese company has suspended operations. For the Demar Bhasha Dam, the government of Pakistan had signed a 442 billion Pakistani rupees contract in 2020. The dam was being constructed by China Power and Frontier Works Organization. They too have suspended operations. You know why? Because these Chinese companies are scared. They can't risk the lives of more Chinese nationals. The Tarbela extension project was supposed to be completed by May 2026, but here too, work has been put on hold. The only dam China is currently working on in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is the Mohammed Dam. Some 250 Chinese workers are engaged there. Once completed, this dam is expected to generate 740 megawatts of electricity. But will this project ever see the light of the day, or will it be too forced to shut shop in the light of what's been happening in Pakistan? Earlier this week, on Tuesday, an explosive-laden vehicle hit a bus carrying Chinese engineers. The blast killed 5 Chinese engineers. All of them were engaged in the Dasu Dam. They were en route dam construction site when the blast took place.
The convoy was comprised of 12 vehicles, including 2 buses with Chinese people on board. A Wits car carrying the suicide bomber rammed a bus and the bus fell down into a gorge, as a result of which 5 Chinese and a driver belonging to the Kohistan area died.
Well, how did China react to this attack? Beijing condemned the attack and demanded a probe. Well, here's what else the Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson said. I'm quoting here. China and Pakistan are all-weather strategic cooperative partners and ironclad brothers. And China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, also known as CPEC, greatly contributes to the socio-economic growth of Pakistan. No attempt to undermine China-Pakistan cooperation will succeed. China opposes all forms of terrorism and firmly supports Pakistan in fighting terror. China will work with Pakistan with even stronger commitment to do everything possible to protect the safety and security of Chinese personnel, projects and institutions in Pakistan, unquote. Now, what explains these projects' halts then after China's statement? Also, what explains the fact that China has sent its own investigators to probe the attack? 2 things are clear. Number 1, China does not trust Pakistan's security and probe agencies. And number 2, China has had enough. Chinese companies are done. What happened earlier this week was not the first time that the Chinese nationals working in the Dasu Dam were targeted. It has happened before as well. In July 2021, a suicide bomber rammed into a bus which was ferrying Chinese engineers. At least 9 of them were killed in that attack. In August last year, 2 fighters targeted a convoy of 23 Chinese engineers. This was in Gwadar. The attack was foiled. But earlier this week, the Chinese engineers were not so lucky. You see, for some time now, the Chinese have now that they are the targets. They know that they are the targets. But to what extent can these fighters really damage Chinese interests and investments in Pakistan that had been a matter of speculation, but not anymore? Now, between the 16th of March and the 26th of March, there were 5 attacks in Pakistan. 3 of them were in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, 2 in Balochistan. That's 5 attacks in the span of 10 days. 3 on Chinese interests, 18 people died. 5 of them were Chinese nationals. You see, Pakistan was never safe for any kind of investments. It was never an easy place for doing business, Chinese or not. But things have gone further south since the Taliban returned to Kabul. That was in August 2021. Cut to 2023, there were over 650 attacks in Pakistan that year. The number of people killed, 1,000. Some of these attacks were carried out by the ISIS Khorasan, the Islamic State in Khorasan. Some attacks were carried out by an organization called TJP, that's Tehreek-e-Jihad Pakistan. Then, of course, we have the TTP, the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. It has become one of the biggest headaches for Pakistan, for Chinese in Pakistan, though it's the Baloch fighters who pose a bigger threat. Well, earlier this month, fighters attacked Pakistan's China-operated Gwadar port. BLA's suicide squad then attacked one of Pakistan's largest naval bases. PNS Siddiqui has Chinese drones. BLA cited Chinese investments in KP as the motivation for the attack. Then you have the fatal attack on the convoy of the Chinese engineers. No one has claimed responsibility yet. And that did not come in the way of work being stopped on the Tarbela Dam. Now, Pakistan's best friend, China, has clearly had enough. Like I mentioned before, Chinese companies have realized that Pakistan is bad investment. It's too bad that Chinese companies have poured in billions of dollars in Pakistan through CPEC. $65 billion to be specific. That money of the Baloch suicide squad.